So here I have the setup, and I'll just pull off my rubber bands, Ranger bands, and so it's based on this. You can see that's just a straight up simple hydration bladder with the bite valve, and I've installed the Sawyer Quick Connect so that you can remove the bite valve, and there's the bladder. The camera can see that. It's a pretty standard camelback type of thing with a screw fitting here, which I might change out to a Quick Connect sometime down the track. And the idea then is to use the larger of the Sawyer bags, which I have, that came with the kit that I bought, which was 44 Australian dollars, and I've used the time-honoured drip filter method, punching a couple of holes and putting some paracord and just an elastic band to tie it up, and then we'll get to the other bits and pieces as we go along. So here's the little pack that I have the bulk of my kit in, and you can just see there it all fits pretty nicely in this little GSI bag. So there's the Sawyer plunger, which I will be carrying because you've probably seen the smart water bottle hack, and I just don't think it gives you the back pressure that you need. And so here are all the bits and pieces that I currently have in this bag. So the bag itself, which a lot of people say is quite difficult to fill. I haven't actually used this in the field yet, as I say, but I've seen another good hack for filling it, which is basically just cutting the bottom corner off a Ziploc bag and using that as a spout, as a funnel if you like. So this little hack is based on the smart water bottle, and I've just installed, I actually reamed it out a little bit with a tapered reamer just to make sure that the capacity was as good as it could be, and then installed that standard garden hose screen in there just for any large debris. And that bit of rubber there is the only bit of non-food safe material in this rig, because I've seen lots of people using super glue and complicating things quite a bit, and I think this is just easy. Get the smart water bottle and remove the mouthpiece, which leaves you with this lid, and then install that fitting in there, and there you have your screen. And as I say, there's a simple way to get water into it if you're having difficulty, by filling up a Ziploc bag, cutting one little corner off, and then funneling straight into this bag, which you then have your dirty water. And so the idea then is basically that I will take this, and there's another little hack that you've probably seen with people gluing things together, and this is just a simple little plug style fitting that I scrounged, which will seal up the dirty side of this filter and allow you to not get water in your pack or your pocket if you're keeping this thing warm, because you probably know you don't want to freeze this filter. So basically the setup is then that you've obtained your water, and screw your filter on as per usual, and what I've done then is created this little adapter using the Sawyer Quick Connects, which we then simply attach to the end of your filter and hang that up, and that's your gravity feed. And then it's simply a matter of removing the disconnect, the quick connect I should say, removing the bite valve, and then connecting straight in to the hydration bladder and hanging up the bag can see I've got to do something about getting a decent camera set up, but basically it's just going to be pretty straightforward. Run the hose to the bag, just not screwed in at the moment. That simply screws into the bladder, and away we go. 2 litres in that bag and 2.5 litres in here. And we have this other little bag that came with the Mini, which I haven't decided what I'll do with, either use it as a backup, or if I needed to fill the clean water bag and then carry an extra 2.5 litres of dirty water to camp with me, I could do that, so use them both as dirty water bags. The straw I probably won't do anything with, but it's there at the moment. So lots of you will have seen these smart water bottle hacks, and people basically saying that it essentially fits the Sawyer Squeeze. Well, it doesn't fit the Sawyer Mini. So you would have seen these bottles, and most people in America, they are using this smart water bottle, and you can get them here in Australia. But this cap actually comes off a Cool Ridge, and I think it's just a better cap. It's actually durable, so the flip top will last quite some time. And although it has a little bit less, it seems to have a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, it's not quite as tall, but still has the same number of turns of thread on it. It doesn't seem to make any real difference. And the fact is that people are using this, which is pretty common sense modification, because you don't want to get cross-contamination happening, and they're basically saying that if you have this on your bottle, basically you can plug your filter straight into that and then gravity feed accordingly, like so. But this doesn't actually fit. I had to ream this out slightly with my tapered reamer again to get that connection to work, and then it does quite well. So I've used the 2 different lids. I've used the Cool Ridge lid as a spare cap, and if I wanted to fill this bag, say for example, or some other bottle with clean filtered water, then I can plug this in on the output side of the Mini. So you've probably all seen that these caps will interchange quite happily, and so there's that, ready to feed straight into that bag there. And basically that is essentially my setup. Has capacity. Oh, one more thing. This smart water bottle everybody uses, it's actually a bit flimsy. It doesn't really have I actually prefer this bottle here, the pump. So if I was going to be using this bottle as opposed to my Nalgene or just the bladder itself, I would probably be using the pump and using the cap from the Cool Ridge reamed out a little to fit my Mini. And I guess if you want to get rid of the syringe, you can use that as a backwashing device. It's just that the plastic's a little bit more springy and doesn't collapse so much. So anyway, that's my 5-litre hydration setup and my first attempt at shooting a video. So this is the original Smart Water mouthpiece, and you can see it doesn't fit in the Mini, so you do have to ream it if you're going to use that, which is what I did with the Cool Ridge cap, which I showed you does fit quite happily now. And this is the rig in its entirety. When gravity feeding, it will essentially be the bag, the quick connect into the bladder, and that'll get me 2 litres at a time, clean water, and there's the setup.